Hey everybody, and welcome to Long Story Short with Uncle Jeff. Today we'll be continuing in the exciting story about the battle for Zendikar. When we last left Zendikar, the Eldrazi were consuming everything in sight. Gideon Jura is fighting to protect Zendikar, but he can't defeat the Eldrazi by himself. He brought Jace Beleren with him to help solve the puzzle of the Hedrons. Unfortunately, Jace and Gideon are too late. The city of Sea Gate has already fallen to the Eldrazi, and Jorien is nowhere to be found. Gideon does find Commander Vorik and General Tazri. Vorik has led the people of Zendikar away from the Eldrazi, but the invaders are too fast. Tazri wants to keep running, but Gideon has a different idea. He wants to climb the giant Hedrons in the sky and make a camp there. Tazri doesn't approve of the plan, but Vorik believes Gideon is right. The warriors of Zendikar ascend to the Hedrons using ropes and establish Skyrock. They are safe for now, but the Eldrazi will find them eventually. Gideon decides to go searching for Jorien. Meanwhile, Nyssa is out in the wild slaying Eldrazi left and right. Nyssa commands the land, and the land is able to crush the Eldrazi again and again. Nyssa keeps up the fight for some time, but then disaster strikes. The soul of Zendikar is ripped away from Nyssa. She cannot speak with the land anymore. Nyssa doesn't know why this has happened, but she isn't very powerful anymore. Nyssa has to flee from the Eldrazi. She runs into a merfolk woman who helps her. Turns out Jorien did in fact survive the evacuation of Sea Gate. Nyssa and Jori continue on and are rescued by Gideon. They return to Skyrock. Nyssa doesn't stay long though. She leaves, hoping to find the soul of Zendikar and regain what she lost. Jace and Jori also go on a mission of their own. They have determined that the secret of the Hedrons can only be unlocked by visiting the Eye of Ugin. The Eye of Ugin is a place where Ugin, Nahiri, and Soren Markov first trapped the Eldrazi. Jace and Jori are halfway there when they see Ulamog himself. The Titan is moving towards Sea Gate. Gideon must be warned, and Jace must reach the Eye. So Jori turns back while Jace continues on. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Commander Vorik is dying. He was wounded by the Eldrazi and will not recover. Tazri expects him to name her commander so that she can lead the people away and hopefully find a safe refuge. But Gideon is convinced that there is no safe place left on Zendikar. He wants to rally the people and take back Sea Gate. Vorik decides that Gideon is right and names him the commander. Then Vorik dies. Tazri is angry about this, but she will not disobey orders. Meanwhile, out by the sea, Kiora arrives on Zendikar. Kiora has been on Theros, and she just stole the Bidon of Thassa, the god of the sea. Kiora heard that Zendikar was in danger, and she has come to conquer the Eldrazi. She runs into a bunch of other merfolk, one of which is her sister. They claim that when the Eldrazi Titans were released, two of them left. Kozilek and Embercruel have gone to other worlds. Soon Ulamog will tire of Zendikar and leave as well. Kiora doesn't believe them. She thinks that Ulamog will consume Zendikar, and Kiora wants to be the one to stop him, so she continues on to Sea Gate. Meanwhile, on a totally different continent, Nyssa is close to the heart of Zendikar. She still doesn't know why Zendikar left her. She comes to the place where the mana was leading her and finds a bunch of Hedrons. The Hedrons have been arranged in such a way as to guide the mana of Zendikar. Someone has deliberately trapped the soul of Zendikar here. Nyssa doesn't have to wait long to find out who it is. This guy shows up. His name is Ob Nixilis, and he is a total jerk. He used to be a dude, and then he became a planeswalker, and then he became a demon, and then he became not a planeswalker. It's a long story, but the short of it is, Nahiri took away his ability to planeswalk, so now he is trapped on Zendikar. Ob needs a great source of mana to reignite his spark, which is exactly why he stole the heart of Zendikar. Ob is all like, "Yo, Nahiri, it's about time you got here. Wait a minute, you're not Nahiri." And Nyssa's all like, "No, I'm not." And then Nyssa fights Ob, but she can't beat him. But she is able to reach out to the heart. She reconnects it with Zendikar, which in turn does give her the power to beat Ob. Then she leaves to go fight the Eldrazi. Meanwhile, on a completely different mission to save Zendikar, Jace arrives at the Eye of Ugin. And lo and behold, Ugin is there. And Ugin's all like, "Yo, Nahiri, it's about time you got here. Wait a minute, you're not Nahiri." And Jace's all like, "Yo, how do I kill the Eldrazi?" And Ugin's like, "Nah, man, you got it all wrong. You see, the Eldrazi aren't really here. They're like, kinda here. You see, it's like if there was a dude who stuck his hand into a pond, and the fish in the pond would see that there's like a bunch of fingers there, and might think that those fingers are like a creature, but they're actually just part of a hand. And you could destroy the hand, but you wouldn't have destroyed the person. The person would be fine. But you could trap the hand." And Jason's all like, "Yo, but what if you just yeet the whole guy into the pond? Then we could kill him, right?" But Ugin's all like, "Nah, just take the Hedrons and trap him." So Jace goes back to Sea Gate. And speaking of Sea Gate, that's where Gideon and Kiora are. Gideon's all like, "Yo, Kiora, I'm about to take Sea Gate. You want to help?" And Kiora's like, "No, Gideon, I'm about to take Sea Gate. Would you like to help?" And then they both take Sea Gate, and a bunch of people die. But Kiora still has that Bidon that she stole from Thassa, and she commands the sea, and a bunch of octopuses show up. And they're all like, "Yo, Eldrazi, we are the OG tentacle monster. Get your own thing." Anyway, so the heroes are all at Sea Gate now, and Nyssa shows up, and she's all like, "Let's go kill Ulamog." And Jorien shows up and is all like, "Hey guys, look, over there, it's Ulamog." And then Jace shows up and is like, "Guys, we need to capture Ulamog." And Taj is like, "Wait, no, we can't beat Ulamog. This is a bad idea. Gideon, please don't." But Gideon's like, "Yeah, let's go fight the Titan." So Jace and the Zendikar people start aligning all of these Hedrons to make a new prison. And Ulamog shows up and Gideon's all like fighting him and stuff. And then Nyssa and Jace finish that Hedron network and it lines up and Ulamog is trapped by a circle of endless energy, which is exactly what Ob Nixilis was waiting for. He grabbed a hold of the Hedrons and saps off all of the power so that he can reignite his spark. Ob feels the multiverse open to him again, but in doing so, he also frees Ulamog. The network falls apart. Just then, Chandra Nalar shows up. It turns out that being an abbot wasn't really her style. She goes to kill Ob with a giant fireball, and then Kozilek shows up. And that's it for Battle for Zendikar. What will happen next? Will the heroes be able to realign the Hedrons in time? Will Ob Nixilis escape to conquer other worlds? Will we ever find out what happened to Nahiri? We'll find out next time. I've been Uncle Jeff. Thanks for watching.